Okay, so I'm feeling much better, and I want to go ahead and show you some of the water. This is 9.5 pH alkaline water. Uh, for the purposes of making this tea, I'm going to just use some plain spring water that's bottled in a jug. Uh, Either one will work, but I prefer the 9.5 pH water, but spring water does good. It's usually uh, has a higher pH than some of the other waters, especially when you get distilled and all those type of things. You don't want to get that. Even the plain drinking water doesn't usually have a higher pH. Anyways, so I'm going to brew some hot water over here in my coffee maker. I usually use it for heating up water for tea versus coffee, but you could do it on the stove too. That would work. Let's bring this over here. So I've been using How I Got Well so fast because I came down sick less than 48 hours ago, and I'm already better. I'm bouncy. I'm excited. Like, I feel great. So what I did is I took some of the green tea with the lemon and ginseng, and then I also had the turmeric chili matcha green tea. And I mixed one packet of this and one packet of that and put it in a glass cup. It matters to have a glass, because when you put it in plastic, it just doesn't do the same. And the plastic absorbs stuff from past and previous times, and glass just does so much better. And then I also had these wellness shots, these like immunity boosters. They're really good. They have ginger root, turmeric, elderberry, and black pepper. Now, the black pepper activates the turmeric. Pepper in general activates turmeric. So it's hard to get the medicinal qualities out of turmeric if you don't have it with pepper. Now, this one's similar, but this is ginger root, turmeric, echinacea, and black pepper. So this one has echinacea in it. So when I make this tea, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. It's back here. It's not necessarily the thing that you want to put in there, and most people can omit it if they can handle it like that, but I need that brown sugar so I can get through it. It actually tastes really good if I put the brown sugar in it, and it makes me enjoy drinking it instead of dreading it. And you kind of want to enjoy what you're putting in your body. So if I can start to dial back the amount of sugar I put in it, that's great. But for now, that's what I've been doing. 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, because brown sugar also has molasses in it. That has a different type of effect on you too. And I find that brown sugar cleanses my system faster, because something about that molasses, it starts to go through your system fast. Anyways, so those 2. Then when I'm making my tea, go ahead and fill up my water, put it in there. And then I add a teaspoon of turmeric, and then a few shakes of cilantro, the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar that's back there, a little bit of honey to taste, and then I'm all set. I stir it up, and then I kind of let some of the seasonings kind of settle at the bottom of the glass before I drink. So sometimes the cilantro, you might have to strain it out. The cilantro, if it bugs you, or if you're one of those people who can't handle orange juice with pulp in it, then that's what you want to do. You might want to strain it. But other than that, I can drink it as is. I usually spoon out some of that cilantro after it's set for a few minutes, maybe 5 to 6 minutes or so. Then the Sambucol is black elderberry syrup. It is amazing. It's gluten-free. So my daughter is gluten intolerant, and I have some issues, but it's not as bad as hers. But anyways, I can still eat it and tolerate it versus she can't at all. But this is what the box looks like. And it is absolutely wonderful. Hold on, let me see if I can get it to focus in. There you go. The moment you take it, within 5 minutes, you'll start to feel the difference in your body. Black elderberry, I swear by it. It does something different to you. I mean, it's full of antioxidants. All of these are. So it's turmeric. And you have to have a little shake of this cayenne pepper to activate that turmeric when you're making this tea. Do not try to put the turmeric in your tea without any black pepper. I mean, well, you can use black pepper, but I use the cayenne because I feel like the cayenne does more for you too than just the black pepper alone. So that's my little segment of how I make my tea. I'll also show you with me making it right now. So let me go ahead. I'm going to actually sit my tea bags in there first. Pretty much any of these ingredients you can get at most any store. It would probably be more prime to have fresh turmeric or fresh cilantro. You could also add fresh ginger. And I'll put up probably a picture of some of the ginger shots that you could have. I ended up not having any of the ginger shots because I had these two, and one has ginger in it. The other one had echinacea in it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill my water up. Hold on, I lost one of my little tops of my bags. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's hot. Let me get my spoon and get it. There it is. I tried to put it around the glass to stop that, but now that it's wet, it really won't move. Okay. So let's move those out of the way. And so these are empty, but I just wanted to show them to you. Let's get a smaller spoon. Okay, so I have a teaspoon. I'm going to take the turmeric and I'm going to turn it this way so I can slide the spoon in there. Probably like a level version of the turmeric. And I just place that right in there. And then I'll do a few shakes of cilantro. And then a little bit of cayenne pepper. That's enough. I don't know if you can see how much went in there, but it's starting to move around in there. You don't want to overdo the cayenne pepper or it'll be hard to take down. You just need enough to help activate that turmeric. And a lot came out when I did that one shake. Okay, and then let's grab some brown sugar. You can do 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon. I'm going to do it 1 tablespoon right here. Like I said, that might seem like a lot of sugar, but all those seasonings could be hard to take down if it's not sweet enough. And then honey to taste. And honey also has its own healing effects. Like I said, it would be prime if I had a little ginger. I would put a little ginger in here. Now that's what the tea looks like. I'll strain that in a moment because this one is not for me. This one's going to be for my son. He wanted to try this particular combination from tea. And I will show it to you once I strain it. Okay, so I just went on ahead and strained it. I used a little strainer like this. Of course, it kind of dyes it a little bit when you use it. But it's still little fragments in there when I poured it back in, but it's not nearly as much. And then in the base, and you wanted to wait for a second. That's where there was a pause. You wanted to wait for it to steep a little bit before you did the strain. So there would the cilantro that gets pulled out of it can kind of take to the water and hold to it beforehand. Now there will still be turmeric that'll settle at the base, and you won't get all of that in your cup when you drink it, but you'll get most of it and you'll get the benefits of it. And that's where I'm at with the tea. Now, like I said, the other effects I will show you. I will go in the bathroom and show you how I steam up the bathroom with sage. And these are ways to get over being sick very quickly. Okay, so I just cut the shower water on high and hot. Okay, so I'm going to give it a few moments and I'll be right back. It should be good and steamy in here. Okay, so I am back in here in the bathroom and it is really extremely foggy. That's just what you're looking for. Okay, now let me see if there's a way I can get this camera set up. All right, so this is what the sage looks like. Okay. Of course, I'm almost done with it. The sticks are normally like at least that long, but this is what the sage looks like. And I am going to go ahead and start burning the sage. And I'll show you how. You always need a dish. I'm losing the camera here. Hold on, you guys. The sink is slippery, of course, because there's so much moisture in here. Alright, I think that'll hold. Alright, get you more balanced background. But I have it in like a dish. I think this is like an old-timey butter dish. But you need it to be kind of a thick glass or ceramic or something of that sort, because when it burns, it like flakes away. But first off, I'm going to just get it burning. You always want to get the excess ash. Hold on, where am I at? The excess ash out of the inside. And I've gotten as much out as I can. Hold on. Let me get my fire going. Now I want to turn it at an angle so this will burn around the whole thing, kind of rotate it. Okay. Don't panic if anything falls off. Just step your foot on it and it'll go out really quickly. Uh-oh, I'm not even in camera. There we go. Now it's good and steamy in here. The band is burning and that's why it looks like that. Alright, I'm going to hit that and knock that out though, but now I start blowing on it, okay? So now I'm going to go. And it's going to get so smoky in here, you shouldn't be able to see that shower curtain pretty soon. And you want to sit yourself or your kids in here all together, maybe on the side of the tub, or maybe you'll bring a little stool in the bathroom. And just inhale this. Now I usually turn on, I think it's Meditative Mind, I think is the people who do the YouTube channel with the different frequencies that I like. But they have a 528 hertz, and it's like a healing frequency. And that's really, really nice to listen to during that time. So you get it going really good. And it gets harder and harder to see. I also have a candle lit in the corner on the back of the toilet. And that creates a nice ambiance of the fire and water and balance in them in here. And this will help cleanse your lungs. It'll help give you negative ions. I encourage you to look up any of these things. Study negative ions, sage, the powers of sage. You can get negative ions from any running water source. Kind of why you feel good when it rains, when you're outside in the rain, as long as it's not one of those cold rains or something like that. Rain kind of stimulates you and cleanses the air. Okay, so that's enough. I think you get the gist. But that's how you burn sage. When you put it out, you just put it on your dish and you turn it upside where it's there like that. And then it'll start to sorry, I had my daughter burst in, but with that being said, this is how you do it. That's how you, and then you need to let it sit in the dish for a while and make sure it's all the way burned out, or all the way out before you put it back in a plastic bag and keep it fresh. I had it labeled white sage, but of course I use it so much that the baggie doesn't look as nice anymore. But thank you for tuning in. Peace.